Okay, so today's cooking is going to be steak. Some steak, but I'm going to season it with a spoonful of butter and a small spoonful of English mustard, because all mustard is yellow, and then some black pepper. Okay, so I'm going to do that. So there's just butter, like so, put a little bit more. So that's ordinary proper butter, not Marge. Some of this, about that much, on the spoon. Okay, and then some pepper. Wash my hands. Right, so I'm just going to mix that up a little bit, just to make it into a little paste. As you can see, a bit of butter, a bit of mustard, a bit of pepper, and then one will garnish one steak. Okay, so I'm going to put this on this steak. This steak probably there's probably about 35 grams ish of protein once it's all cooked, or something like that. So I'm going to just put this on here, like that. Spread it in, mix it in. I'm going to be having this, of course, with oven chips and garden peas, because I'm English and chips and garden peas have to go with steak. Right, now this is the bit. Okay, we'll put it in. The frying pan is reasonably hot. Okay, let's move that around just a little bit so you can get an idea. The idea is now, once you put it in, you don't move it, okay? You leave it there. Do that, and then you leave it. You don't touch it, you don't muck about with it, you don't move it around. I mean, you can talk to it if you want to, have a little chip. Quite helpful sometimes, but that's it. But just leave that now for probably 2-ish minutes on a medium heat. And then I'm going to put the butter and the mustard on the other side, and I'm going to turn it over and do it for another couple of minutes or so. So I'm just going to let that cook. Oven chips are cooking, peas are cooking, everything's cooking. Okay, so that's still cooking there. It's probably been what? I don't know, two-ish minutes. I've had that cooking. So now I'm going to put some of the rest of this on this side while it's still in the pan, like that. A bit of butter, a bit of mustard, a bit of pepper. This is how we roll. Okay. Now I'm going to flip this over, obviously. And once I've done that, I'll leave it again. The trick is when you're cooking steak that you don't muck around with it, you don't push it around the pan, you don't, like I said, chit chat with it, but you can't touch it. That's it, okay? Now again, I'll leave it now. I won't touch it, I won't mess around with it, I won't play with it. It's there, peas are in there, oven chips are in the oven, that's why they're oven chips. So again, I'm going to give this a few more minutes, and then I'll have to let it sit. Whenever I cook steak, once it's finished cooking, I leave it sitting in the pan so some of the juices come out, otherwise it goes all over the plate. And let it go for a couple of minutes. Okay, so I'll put the chips and the peas on the plate. All I need to do with them, obviously, is put a little bit of salt on the chips, because you can't not have salt on chips, right? I'm going to put, I had that little bit of butter and mustard for the steak, a little bit left there. I'm going to put that on the peas. Like so it melts into them rather than waste it. So I'll melt into that. Then I'm going to sprinkle it with a little bit of these are Italian herbs, but I normally use mixed herbs. Just get a little bit of those just on the peas. That's it, not too much. The steak has been sitting there for a couple of minutes. Okay, this has been sitting here for a couple of minutes. Because once it's finished cooking, I'll leave it in the pan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it up, obviously. I'll put it here, and I'll cut it, just to have a look inside, just to show you. See? So that's sort of pink inside, yeah? But it's not overly rare. It's not overly red inside, but it's a little bit red inside. A little bit of ketchup, and that is easy. That's nothing complicated. Chips, peas and steak, and it's really easy. Guys, you've got to learn, especially if you're a man out there, you've got to learn to cook this type of food because it's so easy to cook. This is probably about 35-ish grams of protein. Obviously the green peas, I would have put more than that. They look big when I put them out of the freezer. A little bit more than that normally. And a handful of chips for carbs. And that's it, job done. Sweet. People, get cooking. Peace.